Hey guys, and welcome back. Let's get started with the sketchbook tour. Alright, so let's get started with my Canson mixed media sketchbook. And this will be my very first sketchbook that I've ever filled and my first tour. And I started this in October of 2020, and I just recently finished it in August of 2021. And my goals are to get better at heads, get better with shading, draw more men, draw better features, draw better hands, work on anatomy, and get better with gouache. And I feel like I've worked with gouache quite a bit, but I'd still like to get better, and hands as well. I did some studies, but still need to get better. And here on the right page, I started this back in June of 2019, and this is where my previous sketchbook was, the one that I thought that I lost. I found it, I ripped out the pages and put it into this sketchbook so that my daughter could use my previous sketchbook. But here I just did some anatomy studies. I also did this study on the left, and I think I was actually using a reference and I realized how bad it looked. So I found another reference, but it was more of the little mannequin doll, and I took some notes as well. And once again, I did another study. I felt like I was getting a little bit closer with the female anatomy. And then I also drew some heads on the right here and a body. I used this left reference here from Raw Sushi on YouTube. And then I just drew a castle here on the right side for my brother-in-law. I also did some more studies of the female eye, of the shoulder and how to draw that, and I drew some more little mannequin dolls of references that I found on Pinterest. And here is another study that I did. I believe it's also from Pinterest as well. Another little sketch that I did, still trying to work on anatomy. I got to the hands and realized I had no idea what I was doing, so I kind of stopped. Some more studies, of course. A lot of the sketchbook is a lot of studies because I'm still learning, and I feel like that's the whole point of a sketchbook, is to just draw what you see, what you're feeling, and just practice at getting better. And there's a lot of those in here. There's noses, mouths, eyes, heads. I have some random doodles of just a cube that I drew, and then some circles just to fill up the space. And I also did the Loomis method here. There's some little doodles there, and then this one was actually a draw this in your style, but I didn't like it, so I didn't finish. I've got some cylinders here and some cubes, eyes. I also have a little study down here of using the Riley method, which is something that I really enjoy doing whenever I'm sketching to get my proportions right, and it also helps with shading. And then I have my hands there. More studies of using the Riley method, but from different angles. I did it again here, but I tried to make it a little bit bigger so that I can see it better. And then I have some more studies. I think this may have been a draw this in your style, but it was a while ago, so I'm not 100% sure. This one on the right is a draw this in your style as well. That one's on my Instagram. And the one on the left is a study from Pinterest. And then a bunch of just random doodles on the left side there with some eye studies. There's a cube that I drew, and I think I got some of these ideas from rapidfireart.com, except for the eye, of course. I'm pretty sure I got that one from Pinterest. And then on the right side here, I have some more eyes, and I tried to draw the head, but in the Loomis method instead of the Riley method. It's more simplified. And I just continued to practice that. I did them in different angles, and I drew some lips as well, so different perspective. And I just continued to do that until I felt like I was a little bit more comfortable with it. And then this girl here, she is a Draw This In Your Style from Angel Ganev, and I did her again, but just her head down low with the ponytail. And there's also some references in there, and that one there is a Draw This In Your Style as well. And then I drew some more heads from Pinterest. I drew one in 3/4, side view, and front view. And then I did the Riley method in those forms as well, in the front view, 3/4 view, and the side view. And here are some more studies from Instagram. I was really just trying to warm up my hand because I've been drawing digitally for a while and I had to use my sketchbook. That's another reason why there's so many studies in here. And I also believe I was trying to do the 100 head challenge at this time too, so I was just trying to knock them out. But more little studies that I have here. Here on the left side, I got a foil pen, which was pretty neat. You just put the foil on top, and then you use the pen to heat up the foil, and then it leaves this beautiful shiny gold on it. And then on the right side, of course, more studies, and on the left, there's studies. I really like the one that's up in the top left-hand corner. That one was my favorite, and I was also trying to figure out ways to add a portrait but inside of a shape. And this is the last page of my previous sketchbook. I really liked the one on the left, and I hated the one in the middle, and I was trying to practice poses. I recently got some gouache, so I did some swatches there, and that's not all the gouache, it's just a little bit. And since I got gouache, I wanted to figure out how to blend it together and how to layer it. And then I continued to do some more portrait studies, and these are all from Pinterest as well. I do have a board on Pinterest, so I'll link that down below so that you can see some of the references that I used in a tutorial. If I can remember her name, I'll link it down below. But she just had it go from the very lightest, most water of gouache to the least amount of water. And then I painted this coffee mug using that same method and trying to get better and learn how to use gouache. And got some more references on the left there with the hand study. The one in the middle is my favorite, and then the girl with the hat. Those two are also up on my Instagram. And then another cup study that I did. And then it was around October, so that's what this is. It's just a sketch that I was going to do on my iPad. And then I took some notes from Rapid Fire Art on how to draw hands, and I felt like it helped me out quite a bit. And then I decided to sketch out some hands and see how well I would do so that I could prepare myself for drawing more hands later on. And here's just some sketches or some references that I saw and decided to sketch. And I also tried to do a gouache painting, but it didn't turn out very well. I've got a spider here that was on my Pinterest, and some more studies and another one there. and that's just extra paint that I used. And I used Pinterest again here for some more references. You can find these ones on my Instagram. And then here is where I started to draw some more hands. It was part of Jessica the Carp's Patreon. She had us draw 30 hands. And I decided to do sign language because she did that in one of her 100 hand studies. And so I just took pictures of my hands. I tried to get it in really good lighting, and I just sketched those out. I really had a good time doing this, and this right page here is actually one of my favorites because I felt like the shading was really good and the overall form of the hand was very accurate. And I just enjoyed doing this because I did it every day for about a week, and I was able to fill up my sketchbook a little bit more and get 30 hands in and improve my skills. And here I believe I was following a Bob Ross tutorial, maybe. I think I was, and so I was just using gouache and following along in his video. And there are some more studies from Pinterest. The left one and the right one are both from Pinterest, I believe, and I was trying to be more accurate. And then on this side is another Bob Ross tutorial. I had a lot of fun with this one actually, except for the orange reflection in the water. It didn't turn out as well, but I like the mountains. More reference studies here. Got an eye and nose, and you can find those portraits on my Instagram as well. Most of them are. I tried to do a study here in gouache, but it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. So eventually I just kind of used up the rest of my paint and started messing around. And then the one on the left here is also another study. I tried to do a landscape, but without following a tutorial. It didn't turn out well, didn't like it. The one on the left here is a draw this in your style. I also drew some things that I saw from life, and I practiced my gradient with my pencil. Then I did some gesture drawing from Unsplash. I drew from life here. It's an entertainment stand. And then I also drew the draw this in your style, which is on the left. The one on the right is from Pinterest, and the one in the middle is Sherlock from the TV series. And here are some more references from Pinterest. And this is Anya Taylor from the Queen's Gambit, my brother and his family. And then here I was just practicing gouache and trying to figure out how to gesso correctly. And I drew some birds with a pen, didn't sketch first. Then some more references and Martin Luther King. I did a Pinterest study. And then this one is of Art Legra, her draw this in your style. And then another draw this in your style. I got some pouring acrylic paints. I didn't realize that when I first opened them because it was pretty thin, but I wanted to see how they worked on paper. Then I just sketched some more and did some references here. And here is a little cub. I really want to paint this for my daughter so that she has it in her room, and I was practicing different fur techniques. So I'm hoping eventually I can paint this for her. We got Kobe Bryant that I did. I finished him on my iPad for my husband. It was his birthday. Then I started to sketch out the heads again, and I tried to follow a tutorial, but it wasn't looking like the reference, so I did end up giving up. Some more doodles and sketches of the Riley head. and also of the Loomis head. And then this girl on the left or the right, I just made her up, started sketching, see what I could come up with. And then these two gentlemen here are from unsplash.com, still trying to finish my 100 head project. And I decided to do one of the men in pen, and it looks okay, but I think that's something that I also need to work on. Then I did this mermaid for Maddie Arts, Draw This in Your Style, on Instagram. I never posted that one. The gouache painting on the left, I was actually trying to paint using the reference but not following the tutorial. I like the clouds but not so much the sand. I feel like it's a little too dark, and the footprints don't really look like footprints. And I really like this painting on the right. I was following a tutorial, but I got markers and I wanted to practice blending, and then it bled through. So it kind of ruined it, but I still like this painting quite a bit. I've got some swatches here of the markers that I got, and here is a flower that I drew for Mother's Day. I was practicing it out, and then I swatched it down at the bottom and on the back as well, because I was trying to do a Mother's Day card for my mom and my mother-in-law. And then I sketched out my daughter in her Jeep, and then I finished painting it digitally on my iPad. Did some hair studies. Then I also tried to use my markers, but it didn't work out well, so I tried again, and it still didn't look good. I use my markers again, just practicing blending, except for the little scribbles. Those are from my daughter. And then here is my 6 heads that I do have on this channel. I'll link it above. And if you want to see that sketch session that I did. And then I sketched out this hot air balloon, and I wanted to add in some marker. And that one is on my TikTok if you would like to see it. And then here's my first marker portrait. I didn't do any colored pencil on top, and I think I may go back and do that later on. And then I did some more studies of lips and of the female body. And I recently just got in micron pens, and I wanted to see how they worked out, and did some stippling and some swirls, figured out the different dimensions. And then I also did some doodles and then filled it in with marker. And then I tried to do a Zentangle. It didn't work out very well, but I ended up trying again, and I like this one a lot. It looks really good. And then I did a sketch here on the right side. I think he is from Pinterest or Unsplash. But then my daughter decided that she wanted to add some lines right under his nose, which is totally fine. It adds a little bit of character to his face. I was watching Kayla Creative on Instagram. She was doing a live, and she was doing some gesture drawing, and it inspired me to grab my sketchbook and do some as well. So I found some references on Pinterest and just started sketching away. This one, the girl on the top left side, that one's probably my favorite because it looks most like the reference. I also sketched out my brother here. It doesn't look very accurate, but I did end up sketching him again. And then this is my second attempt at a marker portrait, but it looked like a man. This is supposed to be a female. I feel like the neck is too long, so change that page. And then I also have this Draw This in Your Style by Maddie Bryson. I am working on that one right now, actually, for a video for next week. Then I was trying to draw from life on the left side here. And then on the right here, I have a video on that. It's just me practicing drawing hands and getting better with that. And I sketched out some skulls. It was a suggestion from TikTok, so I decided to draw skulls from different angles. And then the picture on the left, I have a video on that. I'll link it above so that you can see it. Then I tried to do it again, but her face just wasn't looking right. And then this is the very last page. It's my little flowers and tangle. I decided to color it, and I think it ended up really, really well. This is actually one of my favorite pages in my entire sketchbook. And that concludes this video. I appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and like down below. Bye.